Hi, I'm Steve Boddeker, an air quality specialist with the South Coast Air Quality Management District. And our presentation is on air quality monitoring in environmental justice communities. Today's discussion encompasses environmental justice, or EJ communities, and will be focusing on overview of approaches, technologies, and community engagement aspects of this new program. We have a three-part series concerning AB 617. I encourage you to attend all three of these discussions. The other two discussions are design and development of a novel multi-metal mobile platform and community scale monitoring of particulate metals using a mobile platform. As is widely known, the LA Basin had some of the world's worst air quality 50 years ago, and to say it has improved significantly is actually an understatement to many Angelenos, especially concerning criteria, air pollutants, and many toxic air contaminants. Even in the more modern era of rules and regulations, this chart, starting from 1990, displays significant improvements of regional air quality despite substantial increases in GDP, population, and employment. With all the success on regional improvements in air quality, many communities near major freeways, rail, refineries, and industrial facilities are still considered environmental justice communities, and these communities typically do not have the means to remediate the disproportionate burdens of air toxics within their local communities. As shown here, using diesel particulate matter, a known carcinogen, as an example, these areas are fairly heterogeneous throughout our basin. We need community-level, community-driven programs to tackle these issues. Assembly Bill 617, or AB 617, is a statewide program enacted in 2017 to reduce air pollution in communities that are disproportionately impacted. This is a shift from regional air quality emphasis to community-level focus. Community and air quality agency partnerships are essential under this program with community-driven leadership. AB 617 has 5 major components. Our focus for this presentation is a community monitoring component. The other 4 components are community emission reduction plans, incentive funding for clean technology investments, for example, replacing diesel trucks with ultra-low NOx natural gas or fuel cells, for industry, best available retrofit control technology, and rules for new community-driven concerns, and last, an aspect that most scientists and regulators have difficulty, is much easier public access to data, which includes a variety of data display tools. Over the last 2 years, we've had 13 communities selected statewide. 5 of these communities are in the South Coast Basin. If you're interested in the Community Air Protection Program selection process, we just had an update on November 20th, 2020 that added 3 more communities for 2020. One of these communities is actually in the South Coast Air Basin. Air districts meet and work closely with community members to identify and prioritize the air quality concerns. Following identification, we must develop plans for emission reduction strategies and community air monitoring. This implementation process is a several-year program, and it involves community engagement through progress reports and community feedback. Here's a list of examples of some of the most common air quality concerns within the communities in the South Coast AQMD jurisdiction. Diesel exhaust, which includes truck traffic and rail yards. Air toxics, which include refineries, metal processing facilities, oil wells, and auto body shops. Odorous compounds, like rendering facilities and waste transfer station, and criteria pollutants like dust. As you notice, sensitive receptors is not an air quality concern, but exposure to children to diesel exhaust has been identified as a concern by all of our communities. The purpose of air monitoring is to identify the pollutants and known and possibly unknown sources relating to the community concerns. Once identified, we need to establish the baseline levels of the emissions and then track the progress over the next few years until it's mitigated. During this time, we continually receive feedback from our community meetings as a result of our community progress reports and data display tools. This information is critical to the decision-making process for a planning and rules group to implement this program effectively. We have many tools for assessment of air pollution impact, and it's divided into 3 main categories. Accepted guidance methods that are typically installed in air monitoring stations, research-grade tools like mobile platforms or other advanced air monitoring technologies, and low-cost sensors and sensor networks. Mobile monitoring is great for surveying large areas in short amount of time. At times, we discover new hotspots and unknown sources. We also support our enforcement and compliance division. One drawback of mobile monitoring, we only provide a snapshot of the pollutant at a given time. For long-term trends, we must fall back upon the traditional stationary monitoring methods, which are able to establish pollutant baselines and track progress over time. Low-cost sensors complement the strategies at a more granular level and are great for community engagement in many ways. Each of our mobile platforms have been developed to address specific community concerns. We have the Diesel PM mobile platform, which measures particulate matter, particle number, black carbon, NOx. It's great for the concerns of truck traffic and rail yards. Our Multi-Metals mobile platform measures particulate metals, and the concerns addressed are metal processing facilities and auto body shops. Our optical remote sensing platform measures VTEX, total alkanes, SO2, formaldehyde, methane, and the concerns are refineries and oil wells. And our PTR-MS mobile platform is for VOCs and is great for the concerns of rendering and waste facilities and auto body shops. In our air monitoring stations, we mainly use federal reference and equivalent instrumentation. We may also use low-cost sensors and a network of low-cost sensors as needed or requested by the community. Our last type is our research-grade tools, and of particular importance are mobile platforms. The mobile platforms can be used in stationary mode when we have a time-sensitive concerns, haven't received a permit, or we don't immediately have resources available to establish a fixed air monitoring station. Low-cost sensors provide a method for saturation monitoring as well as supplementing air monitoring networks by increasing spatial coverage. For example, a network centered about a fixed air monitoring station. These are also great tools for community engagement and education. As a purple air map is shown, we can see how the low-cost sensors are displaying very high PM 2.5 downwind of the fire. These are real-time maps. If you're ever near one of these fires, these are easily observed maps can be invaluable to non-technical audiences. Also, I'd like to mention our AQ Spec team. There are experts in low-cost sensors. This is a unique resource when we believe low-cost sensors may be a valuable addition to our EJ communities. I also encourage everyone in the audience to review the AQ Spec online resources and possibly even contact them if a low-cost sensor that you have interest has not had an evaluation completed. AB 617 has created a new paradigm in air quality monitoring, from shifting the focus from regional to local community scale monitoring. Also, the community is the focus of this monitoring. Community concerns are our only focus. Trust or lack of it is a very big issue in some of these communities that have been traditionally ignored. Here at South Coast AQMD, we have had to apply new techniques to build trust. We start at providing regular progress updates as transparent as technologically possible to keep our lines of communication open. For each community, we have an idea of the major concerns, but this is a community-driven process. Our communities choose the concerns. Our job is to apply knowledge of monitoring strategies in a purposeful manner to address the community concerns. If we do not have a precedent for the identified concern, we continuously evaluate the most advanced air monitoring technologies and, if needed, develop techniques in-house to better characterize the air quality concerns at the community scale. Our monitoring results can be technical to the general public, even to our communities that are progressing with us, but through proper education and using multiple online reporting platforms and interactive dashboards, the community members can interact with the data. And if the issue of understanding the data arises, we work with the communities to develop new tools to simplify the reporting process. Thank you. If you have any questions, we can address them during the 5-minute interactive period.